first guest today, Mr. David Meltzer. He is the CEO of Sports One Marketing and the author of Game Time Decision Making, High-Scoring Business Strategies from the Biggest Names in Sports. Welcome to the show, David.
Thank you for having me. What a great entry.
Yeah.
So, you have some big names in your book. Tell us about them.
Well, you know, been blessed to run the most notable sports agency in the world. So guys like Lee Steinberg is who I was CEO of, and Warren Moon, the Hall of Fame quarterback, my partner. But I have owners like Jerry Jones and Tillman Fertitta, the owner of the Rockets, actually wrote the foreword to the book, and Mark Cuban, one of your friends, and that's here as well. But also, you know, Belichick and Coach Holtz, and then players, the biggest names that have played all types of sports. Myself working with Olympians like Apollo Ono. Of course, we have Tom Brady, and then in baseball, the biggest names from Derek Jeter to A-Rod, et cetera. So we've worked and taken the best lessons. And my idea was, I like to tell people with a pregame analysis the lessons that we learn about decisions from these great athletes, tell the stories from the athletes, and then give a postgame analysis.
Okay, and then I want to talk about you a little bit. Your career is super diverse, right?
I'm like Boris.
Yeah, like
for a little bit more.
You obviously know everything about sports.
I'm still married.
You're in the industry, and then you were in tech.
Yes.
You had a career in the legal industry. You were on TV all the time, like we are. What do you say to the young people who are watching our show, Millennial Gen Zs? Because a lot of us, we have a lot of interests, but we don't necessarily know where to start. Do you think it's better to go for everything at once, or just pick one thing and focus on that to begin with?
You know, I think not limiting your point of entry is a success for me. If you look at Boris, as you said, right, he was quitting in 1 week. I'm fine with that. I think that if we focus in on the what, right? I think too many of young people look and think and romanticize the why. Let me spoil everybody's why real quickly. 99.9% of the people in the world, the why is to help somebody. It could be your mom, your dad, a big community. For example, one of my big whys now is to help. I'm the chairman of Unstoppable Foundation and also the chief chancellor of Junior Achievement. I want to help educate kids. That's a why. I want to help build community centers in Africa for young women so that they're empowered instead of depreciated. Right? These are why. Everyone has the same why. We want to help someone. So I focus in on the what. If I was young, what do you want to do today based on your values today? Unbalanced values. They don't have to be all giving. They don't, right? Unbalanced, don't worry. But get into something, learn from it. If you like it, hang in there. If you don't like it, move on. Just don't limit your point of entry.
God, the hang in there is probably the most important part. I think I need to tell myself that.
Yeah. I mean, we still want to do a lot of things, even though I'm not 21 anymore, but I still feel I have so many interests. Like, what do you think is a good point to limit your interest? Because realistically, we only have 24 hours a day, and we have to sleep, we have to eat, we have to, drink. What's a good balancing point that say, okay, I can't do 6 things. I can do 3 things, but I can't do 10 things.
Great
what do you
point.
tell?
And I've been blessed to be around the greatest names in sports and business, and most have a 3 to 5 prioritized limitation. So guys like Andy Frisello has a 5 action item rule where he literally makes sure he gets his 5 most prioritized things done every day, and then he reacts to the rest of the day, or he just takes the day off. Most people have that problem. So I would limit it to 3 things. Now, I believe in order to accelerate and grow exponentially, that we have to actually lower the bar and make sure that we do things consistently. I'd rather do 2 minutes a day, 7 days a week, than 2 hours or 2 days a week. Literally, 2 minutes a day every day, because that's the way the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious works. I'm an accelerator and a grower, meaning I don't focus in on attaching my emotions to an end. I'm constantly looking at my day going, how much did I grow and accelerate today? Knowing that that's the secret to actually getting what I want.
Yeah, no, I agree with you because, David and I, we only host 1 hour of this program. I'm not kidding. We only host 1 hour of this program. We could go for like 5 hours if we want. But,
of course.
To ensure we don't like break or go insane.
I keep my podcast at 20 minutes for the same reason, because I could go on forever.
Yeah.
So, Little Bird told me you helped pioneer the first smartphone.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, I worked for Samsung's first phone called the PC-E phone in 1999. The best of Comdex, but it was a Windows CE device. So most people don't realize that Windows actually created the first, and they didn't call them smartphones because they weren't. It was a convergence device. It converged all these technologies into the palm of your hand. And my favorite part about it was in 1999, they told me it was too big and too expensive. And we've gone in 20 years right back to too big and too expensive. I guess we were just early, not wrong.
So you have some insights into coming trends. Can you tell us what we should expect next? Are we going to have a chip implanted in our head like Elon Musk told us this week?
You know what? I believe Elon, because we have wearables. It will go to insertables, right? It really will. But I think
insertables. That's the word for it.
Yeah, insertables.
Oof.
But I think
Day for you guys.
ubiquity will come. I think people ignore the one factor that we haven't really perfected, which is IVR. We talk about AI, et cetera. IVR will come with AI, which is just voice. True voice recognition is still weak. Go ahead and talk.
IVR stand for?
It's the interactive voice recognition.
Okay.
So it's been around since the 90s. Dragon Dictate created it. You'd have to train it by reading a Mark Twain book. But think about the ubiquitous actions when your device just sits in your pocket or even in your body, and we just call out. You ask me a question, the answer is actually utilizing our search database to find the answer for us. So if you have a 9-year-old son, you'll get these questions all the time. What year was he born? How many home runs did he hit? But you could instantly, and it would recognize my voice, my intonation and connotation. It'll change everything when we can voice activate a data chip that sits in our pocket or in our leg. And we have a visual screen in front of us giving us the answer, or even an earpiece that's insertable giving us the answer. Obviously, school will change a lot when you get the answer simply by saying, what's 2 + 2? 4. You get the idea. Yeah. That's where the trend's going to move to.
So a lot of athletes become entrepreneurs.
David's like, shoot.
Okay, so Julia.
I find that part, from a technology perspective, I find that super exciting because I love all the latest technology. From a user perspective, I find that a little frightening. I don't know how to.
Well, as an interviewer, like, what do we interview for, right?
Yeah,
we're way past the frightening part, Julia.
And then I do want to ask you, because a lot of athletes, they do seem to become entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurship itself has a very low success rate, but according to what I saw, a successful athlete has a better chance of succeeding than the average entrepreneur, especially one with no experience. What is it about sports that seems to parlay into a successful career elsewhere?
3 things. Athletes really know how to work hard. They work smart, but they also work long, meaning that not long in hours. They have to have a long perspective of enjoying the consistent everyday, persistent without quit pursuit of their potential. They don't quit after 5 years or 10 years. They see themselves and understand exponential growth and acceleration. So I think that main factor, besides teamwork and all the other characteristics of a great athlete, but I really think it's the consistent, persistent behavior that it takes to be a great athlete is the same as an entrepreneur. One of the cool things is when I started in the sports career with the sports agency, every athlete wanted to be a rapper. Right? They literally wanted to be in music, and every
was this
every
a while
rapper,
ago, David?
Sorry, I'm old. Yeah, we're talking like the Sugar Hill Gang. No, I'm kidding. But every rapper really wanted to be a professional athlete. Now, all the athletes want to be entrepreneurs, and it's really created this, and I'm the oldest of the bunch, but like a rock star type of attitude towards, Gary Vaynerchuk and all these different people that I've kind of glommed onto in my own career later on, that you actually, it's amazing. People like ask for your picture and your autograph, and it's extraordinary power of being an entrepreneur now.
Yeah, well, that's what I do for a living. I interview entrepreneurs like you, David, for a living.
Thank you for doing that.
I find them to be fascinating and persistent is the word, and they constantly challenge me to do
they're
better.
familiar with the grind.
Yeah,
absolutely. You got to enjoy the grind.
Yeah.
Well, David, thank you for being here all the way from sunny California.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Come back sometime.
I'm a born New Yorker. I love it.